Hello, folks. The old deplorable basket case here. So, Marcello Schweitzer left another comment on my earlier video, Liberal Calls to Violence. And Mr. Schweitzer writes, "First, let me congratulate for the good links. You proved your point, there is violence speak on the left. Second, sorry for the bad English, sometimes it shows that this is my second language. Your English is quite good, just that one particular sentence. Very a little mad. As for third, I never said I was in the middle. As I see it, both Republicans and Democrats are beholden to corporations." Okay, fair enough. I see myself more as a far, far left. Okay. Quoting Eisenhower, "Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies, in the final sense, a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. As such, I'd like to hear what you think about corporate influence in politics and war for profit. Thanks, and sorry for hijacking so much of your time." Okay, firstly, I specifically ask that people comment and leave questions and make arguments. Do not apologize for doing what I ask you to do. And I am an adult. If I feel that you're taking up too much of my time, I am completely capable of just not making a video. About the Eisenhower quote. Okay. That depends that's a very subjective thing to say. Okay, every gun that is made, every warship launched. Okay. It depends on whether those guns and those warships are used to defend people from horrible things being done to them. Okay, guns that were made and warships that were launched in World War II, for example, were used to defeat some of the worst, most evil people in history. Okay, so the people who were hungry and were not fed, those who were cold and were not clothed, those people were saved from horrible, even more horrible things because of those guns that were made and those warships that were launched. Okay? That's a very subjective statement, not a universal rule. Now, okay, corporate influence in politics and war for profit. Those are two things that are lumped together an awful lot of the time. I will address them individually. Corporate influence in politics. Okay, before I get into this, the word corporation, means a group that is formed together in one body. So a government is a corporation. A business company is a corporation. Doctors Without Borders is a corporation. The NAACP is a corporation. You know, some person once said, "I would never trust a corporation with my healthcare," arguing for single payer, and I replied, "Dude, the government is a corporation." Well, that was one part of a very long response, which I got fairly detailed. Anyway, corporate influence in politics. Business corporations having influence in politics. I highly disapprove. I think, as a general rule, it is a bad thing. But we live in the real world, and there will always be people running some corporation who think that the politics of a particular politician would be good for their business, or the politics of another politician would be bad for their business, and so they'll contribute to a politician's campaign. That will happen. There's no getting rid of that. So, it is incumbent, is beholden upon us, to make a distinction between just a politician who receives campaign contributions and a politician who works for a corporation. Because there is a difference, and it's an important difference. And the difference is not the corporations. The difference is the politicians. There are politicians who will take money from people who support their politics and will not work under the orders of any particular group of people. And there are politicians who will take money from corporations, business or otherwise, and will do what those corporations tell them to do because they want the money. And so we need to look at the politicians on the other side, and the politicians on our own side. Even the politicians we agree with can be corrupt. And we need to decide for ourselves, based on the evidence, not on preconceptions, on the evidence, whether we believe that a politician, on our side or otherwise, is a corrupt politician. And even if a politician is on our side, even if we agree with things this politician says, if a politician is corrupt, we need to vote against that politician. War for profit. Okay. There are a lot of wars that have been called wars for profit. There are very, very few wars that I would ever agree with that they were wars for profit. If there is a war that I think is a war made just for the profit of some people, I will argue against it. I will fight against that war tooth and nail. It's very hard to talk about this because war for profit is something that is almost never defined. What war are we talking about? Is there a specific war for profit you're thinking about? Please comment below and talk about that, because, okay, that's another thing I'd be very happy to talk about, but it's something that you need to talk about first so I can have something to talk about. Thanks for commenting again, and again, do not apologize. Comment, talk. I want to do that. I want to hear from people, even people I disagree with, especially people I disagree with in some cases. And everyone who's watching this, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a good day, and God bless.